So in this video, I'm going to be talking about my star rating system. Everyone rates things differently, especially using the 5-star rating on Goodreads. You'll have people who will really like a book and rate it at 3 stars, and people who think, 3 stars means it's a really good book, and then some people view 3 stars as being not so good. So I'm gonna talk a little bit about my star rating system, how I rate books, and how I view what to 5-star, what to 3-star, what to 1-star. So yeah, let's go into that. So pretty much for me, the way I see the 5-star rating system is I kind of look at it as the ABCDF system that we use in schools. So in schools, you have the grading system where A and B is above average, C is kind of, average, and then D is below average, F is obviously a fail. So I kind of see the 5 rating systems sort of in that way, where 5-star is like an A, 4-star would be B, 3-star C, and so on. So pretty much breaking it down, 5 stars. For me to give a book a 5-star, I have to really, 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 really love the book. Like, if I give it a 5-star, that means it's pretty much on my favorite book list. So it's now one of my favorite books if I have given it a 5 stars. Usually, I won't give a book a 5-star unless it's just like super, super excellent and like it's one of my favorite books now. So, for example, Uninvited by Sophie Jordan, after I read that book, it immediately became one of my favorite. So I gave it a 5-star, obviously. 4 stars, I would give to books that are really, really, really great, but they may have, there may have been 1 or 2 things that I wish were different or that I felt lacked. So maybe it had a little bit of a slower pace, or maybe the characters, I wasn't fully attached to the characters, or, so maybe there was 1 or 2 things lacking, but it was still a really, really amazing book, so I would give it a 4 stars. 3 stars are what I would think would be sort of the average book, where it's like, it's not great, it's not amazing, but it's not terrible. So, sort of like in school, when you get a C, you're average, you're not doing above average, you're not doing below, but you're kind of average. And so, yeah, so for some books, if I give it a 3 rating, I just felt it was an okay book. It was not great, not excellent, but not terrible either. So 2 stars, 2-star and 1-star, I hardly ever give books 2 stars or 1 stars. I have given books 2 or 1 stars before, but it's very rare that I would give a book a 2 or 1 star. Because you have to be doing something pretty bad for me to give it a 2 or 1 star. Or maybe it's just, if I give it a 2 star, it's probably just not my cup of tea. So I might read a book that I thought was okay, but for me, I just didn't like it. Like, there's some books that are like, some people will love it, and I'm just like, it was okay, but just not my thing. So for example, earlier this year, I read Control by Lydia King, I think. And it was an okay book, but it just, not for me. I don't know. I just wasn't too interested in it. And so I gave that a 2 star, and I know it's the first book in the series, but I don't think I will plan on continuing that series, just because I didn't find it all too interesting to me. And so for 1 star, I hardly, rarely give books a 1 star. So far this year, I've only given one book a 1 star. And that's because the book was so confusing and didn't have much explanation at all that it was just a hard read to get through. And I'll talk about that book when I do my April wrap-up. But, yeah, for me to give a book a 1 star, it had to be either bored me out of my mind or just couldn't, for some reason, can't get into the story at all. If I don't even finish the book, most likely it's going to be a 1 star if I can't even push through to finish it. So, yeah, it would have to be pretty bad for me to actually give it a 1 star. Most of the books I read will either end up with a 3, 4, or 5 star rating. Most likely they fall in the category of 3 to 4 stars, most of the books I read. Like I said, it takes a lot to get to 5 star because that means you are one of my favorite books now. So it takes a lot to get to the 5 star rating, but at the same time, it takes a lot for me to give a book a 1 or a 2 star. So for the most part, most of the books I read fall in the category of either 3 or 4 stars. And then also, I do also give half-star ratings. So I might give a book 3.5 or 4.5. And so this is sort of like, if I give a book a 4.5, it's sort of like the equivalent of an A- or B+, however you want to look at it. But pretty much if I give it like 3.5 or 4.5, it means it's, better than a 4, but not quite a 5. So didn't quite make it to my favorites. Wasn't as excellent to make it onto my favorites and be a 5-star book, but pretty darn close to a 5-star book. Or if it's a 3.5, then it's pretty darn close to a 4-star book. So yeah, so that's pretty much how I do my star rating system, how I rate my books. And that's how I usually go about it on Goodreads as well. And so, other than that, that's it for my star rating system that I wanted to talk about. But I also wanted to do a mini review on here because I just finished today. I finished reading No Place Like Oz by Danielle Paige. And she's the author of Dorothy Must Die. And so she has a novella called No Place Like Oz. And it pretty much takes place from Dorothy's point of view. And this is pretty much, the story is how Dorothy got back to Oz, what happened once she got back there, and her journey trying to find Glenda, and we find out more about Ozma, Oz's true ruler, true princess. We find a lot more about Ozma in this novella, and just a lot of questions about what happened before Amy got to Oz. So it was a really good novella. I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it a 4 or 4.5 stars. But it was a really, really good novella, and it really made me want to read the next book in the series. Unfortunately, Dorothy Must Die just came out this year on April 1st. So the next book in the series probably won't be out till next year, which sucks because I really, really want to read it now. I really, really want to find out what else is going to happen and what's going to go down next and where did Dorothy disappear to. I just, there's so many questions that I need answered, and I really, really want the next book, like, right now. But anyway, if you guys have not read Dorothy Must Die or No Place Like Oz by Danielle Paige, you guys should definitely go check it out. It's a really great book. I gave Dorothy Must Die a 4 out of 5 stars. And so, it's a really great book. The novella is really great as well. And so, just check both of those out. And if you have read those, let me know down in the comments below. What did you guys think? What questions do you still have? Are you anxious about getting the new book? And just what did you think overall about the book? And also let me know down in the comments below about your rating system. How do you guys rate books? What does a 5-star mean to you? What does 3 stars mean to you? So let me know down in the comments below. And I will see you next time with another video. Bye.